It's the last Hack City of 2024, and it's going to be a doozy. Jenny's hosting an all-women lineup. That's right. This one's just for the ladies, but feel free to bring your boyfriends and gay best friends. It's happening at Union Hall Friday, December 13th at 7:30 p.m. Tickets available in the episode description at asiannotasianpod.com, or just Google Hack City Comedy. You know how we do. Okay, great. See you there. Hey, I just wanted to drop a quick shout out to my boy John. Him and his partner have been listeners for a long time, and recently I stayed at their awesome Airbnb cabin just outside of Kingston, New York. It's an awesome, comfy cabin. It's perfect for chilling with your brood of kids like I did, or getting away from the city with your friends. We hung out, we did a little fire pit, we had a great time. You know how I do. It's a lot like, the vibe is like, you know, the Chill Hop YouTube channel, you know, the one that just goes... It's like a video that goes forever. Anyways, it's like that. It's just really mellow. It's awesome. But it's also close to some great hiking, breweries, other attractions. If you love yourself a good cabin, go check it out. John's listing is on Airbnb. The link is in the bio. And please check it out. It's really cool. Okay, that's it. On with the show.
Yeah, so this wedding I went to, there was a high-level government official.
High-level government official with Secret Service protection.
And I got wasted. Like, that is the wedding that I got the most wasted at.
Hells yes. How much did we drink?
I don't know.
And welcome to another episode. It's the Asian Not Asian podcast, the podcast with all your favorite Asian friends. It's Mike Nguyen.
And it's Jenny Arimoto.
Whoa,
we're back.
Jenny.
Feels good.
Wow, it's so nice to hear your voice over these stereo monitors I've got here.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, it does sound really good. It feels good to hear my own voice. No,
it does. It does feel good. I've been, if listeners, I've been having a bunch of episodes where it's me and a couple guests, and it's a lot of fun. But, it's just like, it's not the same, man.
Oh,
it's not the same.
I'm glad I'm back. Let's get this back on the rails. You know what I mean? It's been a little crazy lately.
Let's get back on track.
Yeah,
to
exactly.
dominating the airwaves.
Yeah, exactly.
Or I don't know how podcasts work. This is the Asian Not Asian podcast. A couple of things up top. One, I don't know if this will be out in time, but if it is, our next show is November 2nd. It's going to be a Saturday. So just note, it's going to be a Saturday. It's going to be a lot of fun. Jenny was at the last one. Mm-hmm. And it was a banger lineup.
It was. The lineup was insane.
A truly insane
Sometimes
lineup.
I'm like, I think this is too nice for the cost of the ticket. Do you know what I mean?
I see. You know what? Real talk. I agree.
Yeah.
We had like 3 or 4. I mean, they're all great, but like 2 or 3 people who were straight up legit headliners. One of them was Jenny Yang.
Yeah, from LA.
From LA, brother, son, Jenny Yang. Everybody knows Jenny Yang. Mm-hmm. And I had this really nice moment with her after the show where I was just like, where's your special?
Yeah.
Where's your thing?
Yeah. And she's working on it.
Great. Because all of these yokels got out specials. Mm-hmm. And that's fine for them. Great for them. But where's Jenny Yang?
It's her time.
She's been at this for so long. And I'm like, yo, people need to see. People need to see. And it's just like the things that she was working on some stuff at our show. And it was just so cool to just... I mean, there's a lot I think she's working through.
Totally.
And I was like, there's some real meat here.
Oh, yeah.
It's not just like, the subway's funny.
No, she's been working through some stuff.
Exactly.
But it's like so cool that she did it on stage.
Exactly.
But yeah, I was thinking about her. Aaron Chen was there.
Aaron Chen, hello. I can't do it. I can't do the accent. That was totally wrong.
So British. Hello. I'm from Australia.
His accent is, he's so funny.
He's so funny.
He's working on stuff. He's, Natalie.
Fully does have a special.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well deserved, and should have another one. Natalie Akar was there. Michael Cruz Kane.
So funny.
Just so many great people. Anyway, so this next show will be just as good. Because that's how we roll. Again, that's November 2nd. That's gonna be a Saturday. Otherwise, I think we're gonna try to do a show in San Francisco.
Fingers crossed.
Mm-hmm. We're trying to figure out A, venue, and B, if we can do something that is... are we going to do a podcast or are we going to do a stand-up show? I'm leaning towards podcast.
I would love to do podcast.
I think it'd be more fun for everybody. Mm-hmm. Stand-up shows are great, but it's like, hey, you came all this way. You paid some money, and you want the goods.
Yeah. Let's get into it.
And Mike, exactly.
Yeah.
Otherwise, drop us a review. You can leave a review on Spotify or on the Apple Podcast app. We've had, hey, we got a lot of reviews, but we love reading them, positive ones. And,
exactly.
If you're on YouTube, you can hit subscribe, hit the little bell so you can know when we're dropping new episodes on YouTube. And I think, Patreon. Of course, Patreon is the best way to support the podcast. Patreon.com/Asian Not Asian Pod. You know the drill. You know the dill.
Okay, we're rappers now.
Now we're rapping. If you want to have more raps, go to Patreon. No, actually, we're not.
No, if you want less raps,
if you want less raps, let me tell you this. For every $1 we are below a certain threshold, I will rap. And
that is an actual threat.
And that's
very
a threat.
scary.
And you don't want that, right,
no,
Jenny?
You don't want that.
Remember that?
I don't want that.
You don't want that.
Yeah. I'm going to start donating to the Patreon. I don't want that.
That's amazing. I think that's it for the announcements. If you're watching on YouTube, you'll notice we are back in the lab.
Oh yeah, this is where the magic happens.
We had a bunch of episodes in here.
So many
in the in my son's room.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've literally seen this room change.
Yes.
From home office
a long time
to
ago,
baby room to like full on
toddler
heaven.
This is if you're just watching on the podcast, okay, we've got the crib in here. I'm not talking about like a slang crib. I mean a literal crib.
Yeah.
We're in the crib.
We're in the crib. We're literally in the crib.
We got like an activity table over
I know,
in
that's
one corner.
new.
Yeah.
Lots of books. There are so many car toys.
So many cars. So many heteronormative things for my son.
Exactly. Like, what a dream.
He loves it. He loves all these things. It's getting pretty crowded in here. I thought about it. The other day we had some neighbors over, and they also have children who are young, and they were just all running around and playing around, and I was like, I should just run a daycare. This
is literally the plot of Daddy Daycare.
Oh, I didn't.
Like your life right now is the plot of Daddy Daycare.
Is that what happens?
Yeah,
I've never saw it.
And then like all the a couple dads are like, we're gonna start a daycare.
Yeah.
And your employment situation matches theirs.
It is.
Which I don't want to ruin.
We're going to get into that.
Yeah.
We're going to get into the employment situation. This is the big update episode.
Yes.
The other thing is we've both got our Mets gear on.
Absolutely. Getting crushed right now.
As of this recording, was that game 3?
Yeah, I think we're down 2-1. Right?
Yeah, so that gives you an idea of when we're recording. We're down 2-1. Game 4 is today.
Mm-hmm. It's not looking great.
You know what? Don't say that. We might be okay.
Yeah.
You've been keeping up with everything, obviously.
Well, first of all, I didn't know the Mets. I was like, why? My friend works there at the Mets. And I was like, why are they having so many parties at Citi Field? Because I kept seeing him post until like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh my God, the Mets made it to the postseason. Mm-hmm. I had no idea.
Not only that, the championship series.
I know.
It's
Incredible.
a big deal.
Yeah, it's a big deal.
I've been watching because now I'm wearing my Mets hat more. And when I wear my Mets hat, you got to like keep up because people are going to be like, oh my God, yesterday something happened.
Yeah, and you're like,
and I'm like, tell me about it,
say
brother.
that again. Yeah.
I can't believe it.
Yeah.
Did you see the way the baseball went?
Yeah.
That was crazy.
It was rolling around, and I did not like that. Yeah.
You see when he hit it with the stick?
Incredible. They should get paid for that.
Do they do that all the time?
Yeah.
Is that how it always is? Nuts. So yeah, we've been go Mets. That's our other update. Let's get into it. This is the big update episode.
Yeah.
You've been gone for a while.
I've been gone.
You were on a couple of weeks ago, but that was on Zoom.
Was it Zoom?
Yeah, it was a Zoom one.
Okay, yeah, it was a Zoom one. I was in California.
Exactly.
I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Time space doesn't matter.
I know.
So yeah, you were away. Now you're back. Mm-hmm. And it's great. So we have a lot to talk about. A lot of stuff has happened.
Yeah, a lot of stuff's happened.
I don't know. Yeah, do you want to go first? You want me to go first?
Well, I don't know. I don't remember what I said anymore.
It's fine.
But I was gone for like it was like weird because I was like gone for a month and a half, came back for a little bit, and was gone for another month and a half.
Yes.
So I was like gone for like 2-3 months total.
Yeah.
I was in California dealing with some family stuff, which hopefully one day I'll be able to talk about, but
sure.
not not yet.
Yep.
But things are a lot better.
That's good.
Which is great news.
That's great.
Which is why I'm back here.
Yes.
And I've like hinted at this on the last episode maybe, but also my Instagram, but I'm like, I haven't been feeling funny. So I haven't been making a lot of comedy stuff. The only thing I've consistently been doing is sketch comedy.
That's great.
At
Goes
UCB.
back to your roots. Go back to your,
My roots, yeah.
right? Go back to the lab.
Yeah.
That's what's always, it's always going to help, I think.
Exactly. But I just have, that's only because I have a deadline.
Right.
So that's my big thing. I've been dealing with like, what is my relationship to comedy? Which I'm hoping being back, I can find that spark again.
It's interesting, I think, how much where you are physically can affect where that is.
Totally.
You know, because you think, hey, we're in the digital world. We're in the postmodern era where time and space doesn't matter. Maybe you could just do comedy out in San Mateo or whatever. And obviously you're dealing with stuff out there.
Yeah.
But it's not the same thing.
It's not the same thing. And I also feel really inundated when I'm on social media now. I don't know about you, but I don't feel inspired when I see social media.
I hear what you're saying.
I think back in the day I did. Because I would see funny
other
things. I'm like,
things.
oh, I want to do that. And now it's just like too much.
It's a lot.
I don't enjoy being on social media.
It's just there's just more and more. Who knows if it's even human made anymore?
I know.
It's like could be all AI.
Or it could just be a copy of someone else's stuff.
Yes. There's a lot of
Sometimes
that.
people are doing exactly like literally word for word something someone else did. And I'm like, oh, nothing's unique or original anymore.
That's the thing about the internet too is it's a thing to take the audio of the joke and then just mouth the words.
I know.
And then just do that.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you're like, sometimes the mouthing of the words is so good that I can't even tell that they're mouthing it. And I'm like,
yes.
It's such a shock. But anyways, so it's really nice to be back, but I'm kind of in a rebuild mode where I'm like trying to figure out what my relationship is to creativity and comedy. Like, what is it that I want? What do I want to do right now? Because I don't know. Also, like looking into getting a job again.
Oh, you've been interviewing?
I've interviewed a little bit.
Okay.
For like tech jobs.
That's cool.
Because I think I've been talking about in therapy. I think I'm craving stability.
Yes.
Because this summer was like truly, well, the last couple years of my life have been like major instability. And so I think I'm just like grasping for something to hold on to. So I'm back in that boat.
Yep.
Suddenly being like, I want a 9 to 5.
Yes.
Yeah. And then like figuring out literally just like what my day-to-day looks like. I would like to date. I've been asked, have you been dating? I'm like, when?
Yeah.
I was like at home with my family.
Yeah.
So yeah, figuring that out.
I don't suspect that. Yeah. When you're dealing with your family stuff, you're also like, let's check out Tinder.
Yeah.
Who's around? Who's
People
around?
were saying that like, why don't you just go on a couple dates? I was like, I'm not in the space to like
Yeah.
meet strangers.
I would be interested though. Like, what's the date in San Mateo? What's
yeah,
the
like
date
the
move?
suburbs.
What's the suburbs? Are you hitting up the Panera bread? Are you know?
Okay, San Mateo's cooler than that.
I don't know. I mean, not saying hey, love me a Panera bread.
Yeah.
So, you know what? Like, what would be the move, you think? I guess like a coffee shop.
My friends are dating out there.
Okay.
And they are meeting people.
Sure.
It's just very different than the scene here and the
Yeah.
type of person too.
Yeah, sure.
So anyways, I'm like kind of really in a major rebuild mode.
Okay.
It feels really good to be back though.
Yes.
And I love fall. I feel like I'm coming alive. Like as it gets a little cold, but not so cold that it's depressing.
Yes. It's the
Leaves are changing.
Yeah, it's the beautiful liminal space season.
Yeah, it's like you could still sit outside and enjoy it.
You really could.
But it's a little chilly.
It's a little chilly. So
Yeah.
it's enough where you're wearing your warm clothes is cute still,
Exactly.
but not like
Not a
functional.
puffer. Yeah, you're not wearing a puffer coat yet.
Yeah, at a certain point you're just like, fuck it. I just
know.
need to wear the biggest fucking
Yeah.
like
And you wear it every day for 4 months.
Oh my
We're not there yet. So I think I'm feeling very like cuddly and like hopeful. I'm sure the second the sun starts setting at 4 p.m.
Yeah.
and I'm wearing one coat for 4 months, we will be depressed. But I'm not there yet.
At the end of the winter, I never want to see my Patagonia
I know.
puffy jacket again.
Putting it
I'm like,
away
I
is the
wanna-
best feeling
I fucking
ever.
hate this thing. I still have to wear this. It's fucking May.
I know.
Yeah.
But you know that feeling when you're like,
Goodbye.
not till later,
Yeah.
and you put it away? That's the best feeling.
And the jorts come out.
Yeah. The second the jorts are out, you're like, all right, I'm a
Aw,
slut
yeah.
now. Yeah. Slutty summer.
That's what I think. I'm like, slutty dad is back.
Exactly.
That's great. I mean, it's been nice to see you. You know, hey, I'm a big fan. I didn't. You know what? This is makes me kind of a bad friend though, because I hadn't seen that sketch you had done, like the TikTok sketch of the lady who discovers rice, the white lady.
You haven't? That's like the one thing everyone's seen. That
Oh
I've
man,
done.
I mean, I've seen a lot of other stuff, but I just didn't like dig around enough.
Yeah.
And you like resurfaced it. It's so funny.
Oh, thank you.
So
it's
good.
because I realized someone commented after the Simu Liu
Yes.
Boba? What is it?
People.
Bobba?
Yeah, the I guess he was on this kind of Shark Tank like show.
Yeah.
And the pitch was two white people.
But
were
like with
pitching-
accents, so I was like, I don't know where they're from.
I want to say this is like they're just Canadian,
They're French Canadian.
something like that.
Yeah.
Did they have accents like that?
I
didn't
couldn't
know.
tell. It sounded European.
Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe.
It might be French Canadian. I don't know.
But they have a brand.
They were certainly not Asian.
Definitely not Asian.
Yeah.
And they had a company called Baba.
Yeah.
And it was like healthy boba.
Yeah.
And and then Simu was getting all up in it. You know, that's his. You know, people don't know, but Simu Liu invented boba.
At
It's
this point, might as
crazy.
well. Yeah.
He invented boba. And
But I wouldn't say I always am like the biggest Simu
I hear
stan.
that, yeah.
But I think that he like was very eloquent.
it was just nice that because before, I think even just a couple of years ago, that pitch would have happened. They would have gotten investors, and then only later on, when the clip went out, would people be like, "Actually,
I know."
But now we actually have some Asian people. Although there was also a South Asian lady.
Yeah. She didn't quite get it.
She didn't get it, but like Simu was there, and he could try to nip it in the bud. You know,
And he did a great job of explaining it.
he really did.
I was like, that's so clear, like what his point of view is.
Right.
Anyways, so that clip was going viral, and then someone commented on mine,
Yes.
which my TikTok is from 2021.
Yeah.
And when I was blonde, and it says,
Remember.
and it says and someone was like, anyone rewatching this
Yeah.
in 2024 after
Yes.
the Baba thing?
Yes.
So that's why I resurfaced it. I was like, oh my God, I made evergreen content because people keep doing this. Like I accidentally made evergreen content. I didn't mean for it to be evergreen.
It's gonna come back again. I'm waiting for the like the mainstreamification of. Well, I think there's like probably a banh mi sandwich that's like at Carl's Jr.
Oh yeah.
You know, something like that, or like the pho that's sold in the Campbell soup, format. You know, like where it's just like you just microwave it.
Yeah.
But what do you know? What is even in pho? Do we even know?
Yeah, or like ramen's so unhealthy.
That's so, and it's disgusting.
And it's nasty.
Have you ever wanted to have ramen but not have Asian people looking
involved?
at you? Disgusting.
Yeah.
Ugh. We have all been there.
Yeah, exactly.
That's why I have made ramen, but with 2 M's.
Yeah.
$17 million.
Yeah, exactly. That's
should
so
pitch.
real. I'm sure that's real. That's a real
let's pitch
business.
that.
And then it'll go viral, and then I will resurface my video
Yeah.
again.
Yes, I love this. It's been nice to see that content go back around, but then also, I see you like, I got this sketch show, and it's just like invigorating. Also, I think because I have 2 children and I'm like can't leave my house ever, so like to see people doing their art form. It's nice to see UCB weirdly enough back on their feet.
kind of. Yeah.
At least like, hey, we're producing shows.
Totally,
again.
totally.
Maybe we're not at full strength, but
Yeah.
there was like a little dark era where
I know, for, like,
the
many
theater
years.
was gone,
Yeah.
right? And then it was pandemic, and I was like, this is never coming back, and then they found some sucker to invest.
I know. R.I.P.
Thank you. And now you got the show. Are you writing the sketch? Are you in it too?
No, just writing.
You don't want to be in it too?
It's a separate process. You have to audition as an actor.
Word.
And I'm gonna be honest, I don't think that's my strength, like character acting. Also, to memorize that many lines every month is not a joy.
Yeah.
I think actors don't mind it. They're like professional.
This is what they like doing this.
Yeah, and that's just like not for me.
Yeah.
And I prefer the writing part.
Got it.
And then I come out of it with a packet.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have some stuff.
Yeah.
So when you do that, just for people who are interested in like kind of getting into this as well, when you so let's say for your show,
Yeah.
right? Are you pitching a bunch of ideas?
Yeah.
And then the writers are like, okay, let's pick this one and this one and this one, and
Yeah.
and you go off and you write it.
So we have a director.
Okay.
And who's like a head writer as well.
Yeah.
And then we have a room, actors, we all pitch.
Oh, okay.
it's a really kind of rigorous schedule, but it's like, imagine if SNL was like over a month, basically.
Got it.
And so then we all pitch.
Even the actors pitch?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And then writers can either take whatever pitch or
Yeah.
our own pitch.
Yeah.
And then we go and we have like, so I have basically like we pitched on Wednesday. I have until Monday to write 3 things. And then I have to rewrite by Wednesday. Like we rewrite for a couple meetings.
Gotcha.
And then we start rehearsing. We have a week and a half to rehearse, and then we put up a show.
So how many sketches will ultimately be shown in the show?
Usually around 6.
Okay.
Because there's 6 writers.
Out of like how, and then how many, out of how many that were even written?
Usually each writer writes 3.
Okay.
So there's 18 total.
So like a
There's
third of
plus
the
or
ones.
minus, like
about,
whatever.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then we pick our best work and then we put it together.
Oh, wow. So during the rehearsal process, are you on set as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Being
like,
a writer is so much work. We like also, because we're not SNL, we have to like make or buy props.
oh shit.
Yeah.
Fuck that.
And some people go all out on the props part. So it comes out looking really good.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't go all out because I'm
Yeah.
lazy.
Right.
And I get angry that I have to spend money on props.
I think the sketch industry single-handedly supports the wig industry.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's so many wigs. I mean,
Our
I've only
sketch
done a
actors,
few.
when you see their apartments, it's wild.
Yeah.
They like have like a container full of wigs, and I'm like, wow, we're all in our 30s. You know what I mean?
Yes. And a surprising number, not even a stereotype, of rubber chickens.
Yes.
A surprising
fake guns.
Fake guns.
I'm always like, who has a fake gun?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I only got a real one.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
Yeah.
I only have an actual.
But like the number of sketches where I'm like, I need 4 guns. It's like really insane. It's not okay.
What else? Like hats, different hats.
Hats.
Captain's hats.
Yeah.
Police hats.
Like mustaches. Like it's really, really wild.
Yeah.
But it's like fun. But yeah, it's a lot of work.
It's always the image for me. We should have switched seats because I feel. You
Oh
want to
yeah,
switch
I
seats
love
real
to
quick?
sit like this. No, it's okay.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm tiny.
I got you like the small chair.
I know.
I should have gotten your bigger one.
It's okay.
Okay. What's it? Yeah, the enduring image for me of a sketch show is, funny sketch, and then afterwards everyone always goes out to like some bar.
Yeah.
And then there's always the guy who shows up a little late because they were packing up all the
Yes.
the
That is
props
so real.
and carrying a giant
Suitcase.
trash bag or suitcase.
Yeah.
Like rolling
everyone
luggage
comes with suitcases.
of props.
That's my life.
Dude,
I did that on Monday this week.
there's something fun about that though.
It
I
is
think,
really
like,
fun.
You're out, it's late, you're at the
It's a
Crazy Horse,
Monday.
Yeah.
Exactly.
It's a Monday night.
And we're all talking about the
And
show.
how this worked, this
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
work. You know what? Oh, should we get another shot?
Yeah.
People are getting a little too drunk.
Exactly. It's embarrassing, but it's also fun.
That's the best.
I know.
I think there's a lot of people who are listening and watching, and they're in San Mateo,
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
There's nothing like that.
I know. It's
in
fun.
other places.
And like imagine like you inherently become friends because you see each other like twice a week.
I mean, you're
2 to 3 times a week.
and sometimes in a very long stretch, because I've sat in those rehearsal things, and there's like a ton of downtime.
Yeah.
You're just like
You're
sitting
just hanging
there.
out.
You're just waiting for your sketch where you're
Right.
involved. You're, okay, I gotta do this. Or,
Totally.
Or you're really involved.
Yeah.
And you're like doing, and it's like breakneck speed.
Yeah.
And then after that, then you're like back to just hanging out in this nasty ass.
Yeah, exactly. No windows.
No windows. No offense. Yeah, I think
yeah.
it's beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you. Yeah, so I've been doing that. And then my other update is I've went to so many weddings.
Yes. Let's talk
So
about these
many
weddings. Yes.
It was all really fun.
Can you talk about the person you talked about? You told me who is in the government.
Who's in the government?
You went to a fancy wedding. And there
Oh,
was
I
someone in
can't
the
talk
government.
about exactly the government official, but there is a high level government official.
Wildly high level.
Is like everyone knows this person is
Did this person have Secret Service?
yes.
Wow.
That government official was at a wedding I went to.
Did you hook up with any of the Secret Service people?
Well, I couldn't tell which one was Secret Service. I couldn't even tell you who to hook up with. But yeah, there was Secret Service there, so I kept looking to figure out who it was. But it was a beautiful wedding.
Sounds nice.
Beautiful wedding. So happy for my friends. Adore them. I will also say this, and maybe it's just my personality. I'm like close to everyone who got married.
Yeah.
So it's like, it was all really fun, but also kind of like stressful for that reason too. It's like I have to be there, and I was like going through stuff this summer. You know what I mean?
Yes. So you had to like pull yourself away from your family obligations.
Yeah, but my family was like, it's okay, you can go.
Yeah.
Like I got the okay off,
That's
of course.
cool.
But
That's nice.
yeah. So this wedding I went to, there was a high level government official.
High level government
And
official
I
with Secret Service
and
protection.
I got wasted. Like that is the wedding that I got the most wasted at.
Hells yes. How much did we drink?
I don't know, but I recently saw, like, I went to another thing where a bunch of people from the wedding was there, and so someone came up to me and was like, I had this horrifying moment where I remembered, like, I had like a flash of a memory
Yes.
where we were like wasted there at the after party.
Yep.
And like, this song is insane. It's so good. And it was Bruno Mars, Uptown Funk.
That song rocks. How
No,
dare
but
you?
that's really embarrassing that I was like, we're like legitimately, this song is so good. We were wasted. I had a flashback where I was like, I had like 3 slices of pizza at 2 a.m.
Delicious.
But I didn't remember the morning I woke up. And then I had a moment when I like sobered up a little bit. I was like, oh,
Where you're like airing out your dress and a bunch of like
yeah, like cheeses all over it.
cheeses all over it.
It was like
pepperoni
one
slices.
of those nights.
Wow.
But yeah, there was a high level government official there. I couldn't stop looking at him.
Yeah.
I was too scared to talk to him.
Did he stay for the after party? Did he get
No,
wasted?
he did not stay for the after
No,
party.
he got into the limo, the armored car.
Yeah.
And drove off.
Totally. It was also at a time when I was like, I bet he's really stressed at work.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
This dude, I mean, at the time where he is, at the time when this was happening, there was some, I mean, there's always shit happening.
Yeah. But
now,
it was really a week where I was like, I think he's really stressed. Like I kept looking at him like, I hope he gets to relax
He
tonight.
must be a very good friend for, because.
Oh, he's related.
Oh, I
Yeah.
see. Family. Woo, fancy.
Yeah. So that was fun. But yeah, I played a lot of Secret Service or not.
You didn't wake up next to like a dreamy guy and then he's like, hey, that was really nice, and he gets up and then that's when you realize when he's putting his gun back on.
Yeah, and I was like, whoa.
Oh shit. Sorry.
No, I was wasted dancing with like the family members to Uptown Funk.
That's the perfect opportunity for this to happen. I watched that movie First Daughter. You know that movie?
No.
With oh shoot, what's her name? Katie Holmes. She's the first daughter of
Is it
Michael
a drama?
Keaton. No, it's like a silly comedy.
Okay.
But she's like the first daughter. The president is Michael Keaton, and she goes off to college, which she goes to like some no-name random college, which is like so fake. She would definitely go to Yale.
Yeah, for sure.
And then like, she like ends up like really liking a guy. Turns out that guy's Secret Service. Woo!
Is it okay? That sounds fun.
Yeah, I know it's a terrible movie, but it's like a lot of fun to watch.
Here's the thing. At the 3 weddings I went to, granted one was my brother, so not gonna find someone there. But I was like, how do people meet at weddings? And maybe I've just reached an age where there aren't like a ton. It's like not. It's not messy anymore.
I don't know.
Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like I'm at an age now where everyone's like married or in a serious relationship, and everyone's like, I don't want to drink too much because my hangover will be really intense.
You don't think so? But you just told me that you were dancing to Uptown Funk.
I know.
That's pretty messy.
That is true. It was messy. But the person I was dancing with was like 27.
See, that could have easily been something. I mean, I don't know. Who knows?
I don't know. I
I'm
just
saying.
panic. I'm like, that's not okay.
You still
That's
had-
illegal. Yeah, that's
That's Chris
underage.
Hansen.
That's underage.
That's
yeah.
some Chris Hansen shit. Oh wow. Okay. I guess I see what you're saying, but yeah, I think, I mean, from your description of where was this after party, by the way?
On the grounds.
On the grounds, right?
Yeah.
So hey, you're already on the grounds.
Yeah.
Bed's not too far away. You just ate a whole bunch of pizza. You're dancing. The romantic tunes of Bruno Mars. Is pumping through the air.
Yeah.
Hey, a little something.
So here's the thing.
Happens.
Here's the other thing. I know everyone too well. Because like when
That's another thing.
Like
you do need randos there.
Yeah. So like that wedding, especially, I'm like, they're like where I go for Thanksgiving. So I just know everybody. Not
Yes.
everybody, but like generally everybody I've like probably
You've
met.
seen them.
Like family I knew. I was like sat with all the cousins. I was put in the cousins table.
Yeah. Wow. Close friends.
So we're like very good friends. So that was the other thing. I was like, I just know. I think it's better to go to someone where you're a wedding where you're maybe not that close.
Yeah, you need kind of like a weak tie to that person, like a 3rd degree tie.
Right. And instead of like I'm involved, I know the whole family, and like
like
the
they're
uncles will
basically
like know if
who
I'm
you
being
are.
messy. You know
Ah.
what I mean?
Yeah, that would put a damper on things,
Yeah.
I think.
And I was like, see you at the next family dinner, So there's like that. And then the other wedding I went to, I also it was like my first improv wedding. where it's like a bunch of improvisers and I just know them.
It makes it sound like, okay, here's the scene.
Yeah,
You're in love.
Yeah.
Go.
Yeah. But that is really fun. The dance floor.
That was the one in Houston, can I say?
Yeah, Houston. Okay. The dance floor was one of the most fun dance floors, I realized, because it's a bunch of comedians.
Yes.
So it was like, everyone was like down.
Yeah.
Because I've been to weddings where people aren't down to like be silly on the dance floor or like go all out. Part.
Yeah, dude.
So that was really fun. But the problem is I know too many people and I know their improv style. And I was like, this is embarrassing. You know what I mean? Like, I can't hook up with anyone here. I know you all.
So that then you're too close in that way.
Too close in that way.
I feel maybe there could be a hookup if there was some sort of like previous kind of, tension.
Yeah.
Then it's like, oh, hey, we're in Houston.
What happens in Houston?
What happened in Houston
Stays
ends up on Arlington.
Yeah.
You know how they say
ends
in
up
Texas.
on my podcast.
Yeah, exactly. So was it a big wedding?
Big-ish. Probably 150.
Because again, I think the opportunity would need to be either there was tension or there was like, okay, now the cousin from Oklahoma's
I know,
here.
that's the thing. It's like, I was hoping for like more like other people, and it was all improvisers. Not even like another form of comedy. It was just improvisers. And I was like, we all need to make friends or have friends from high school.
Yeah. Yes, the high school friend.
Yeah.
Did you find it? So you had fun?
Yeah, it was fun.
It was good.
It was so fun.
It wasn't like hanging out with your coworkers.
And I had so many friends and everything, so it was like easy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It wasn't like hanging out with your coworkers.
No. I've never been to a coworker wedding.
Well, you know what I'm saying, like people where you're
it's like professional.
Kinda.
Yeah.
I know we're not in professional in that way, but it's like,
yeah.
I see you
it
all the
wasn't
time.
like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, that sounds great.
Yeah.
When you think of businesses that are selling through the roof, I'm talking about like Alo or Allbirds or Skims. Sure, they got a great product. They got a really slick website and they got great marketing and branding. But an often overlooked secret is actually the businesses behind the business making selling and for shoppers buying simple. For millions of businesses, that business is Shopify. That's because nobody does selling better than Shopify, home of the #1 checkout on the planet and the not-so-secret secret with Shop Pay that boosts conversions up to 50%, meaning way less carts going abandoned and way more sales going... So, if you're into growing your business, your commerce platform better be ready to sell wherever your customers are strolling and scrolling, on the web, in your store, in their feed, and everywhere in between. Upgrade your business and get the same checkout Alo uses. Sign up for your $1 per month trial period at shopify.com/Asian, all lowercase. Go to shopify.com/Asian to upgrade your selling today. Shopify.com/Asian. The holiday season is almost here, bringing joy and excitement, but also lots of stuff to do. Longer to-do lists, endless parties, indulgent treats, travel stress, and of course seasonal colds. Parents know what I'm talking about. But what you might not realize is that all of these things can take a toll on your hair health. Adding Nutrafol to your daily routine now can help improve your hair health heading into the new year. Nutrafol is the #1 dermatologist-recommended hair growth supplement, with over 1 million people seeing thicker, stronger, faster growing hair with less shedding. Thinning hair is different for men and women, so a one-size-fits-all approach to hair growth doesn't cut it. Nutrafol has multiple formulas that are tailored to give your hair what it needs to grow based on your biology, life stage such as postpartum or menopause, and lifestyle factors such as plant-based lifestyles. Physician formulated with drug-free ingredients, Nutrafol supports healthy hair growth from within by targeting key root causes of thinning: stress, hormones, environment, nutrition, lifestyle, and metabolism through whole body health. With a Nutrafol subscription, building a hair growth routine is simple. Purchase online, no prescription required. Automated deliveries and free shipping keep you on track. Plus, you can save up to 20%, you'll have access to free naturopathic doctor consults, and a Headspace membership is included. Get results you can run your fingers through. For a limited time, Nutrafol is offering our listeners $10 off your first month subscription and free shipping when you go to Nutrafol.com and enter the promo code ASIAN. Find out why over 4,500 healthcare professionals and stylists recommend Nutrafol for healthier hair. Nutrafol.com, spelled Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN. That's Nutrafol.com, promo code ASIAN. That sounds cool.
So that's my update, but, we'll see what happens from here, but I'm going to have to figure out my life. Basically, that's where I'm at.
That was...
Welcome to Strap In. Yeah.
You're in the this is the fun time, I feel, where people are getting married or getting engaged. Those are all like the fun things. And then, I mean, I'm not saying it's not fun later, but it's like real fun.
Yeah. I'm firmly in the wedding spurt now.
Yes.
Like I
area.
have gotten so many invites for next year already. Like
Dang.
I'm in it, and it's funny because I'm like entering my mid 30s, and I was like, that is New York wedding spurt time, is like mid to late 30s.
And I feel too, physically you can handle it because you can still like go a little crazy,
Yeah.
you know, and not feel too horrible.
Totally.
You know, because I have maybe, no, like really like one last friend who isn't married.
Yeah.
And I don't know if he will or not. I think he will. I don't know. But, you know, I'm like in my 40s now. And so if he was like, we're going to do, I don't think he would do like a giant rager bachelor party, but I think he would have one.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't know how hard I could go at that.
Yeah. Like your body just can't.
I just don't think, I would be, it would be like a Thanos snap situation.
Yeah.
Where I would just like after another shot, I would just turn into dust.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm dead.
Yeah.
I did never exist.
Exactly.
You know?
Yeah.
So,
So you're saying enjoy this time.
enjoy this time, because I think, you know, obviously all your friends are there too. That's the big thing. It's like all your friends
I
got
know
to be there.
no one has like
Nobody has kids
kids
yet,
yet.
where they gotta like, it's hard for them to get away
Yeah.
or whatever. That's awesome.
Yeah.
I love that.
Anyways, I want to have like, considering my last couple years, I just want to like have a fun time,
Yes.
like a fun good time
A fun, good time,
for like
dude.
the next a little bit.
Especially now it's October.
Yeah.
You know, who knows what's going to happen in November.
Exactly.
Hope, who knows? We don't know.
Oh my god, I don't want to think about it too hard.
Don't think about it too hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's my update.
That's great.
I'll let you know how I progress in all of these facets of my life.
These are fun. I'm enjoying it. I also really liked, again, one last thing is your Houston one. I know the other one was the fancy one,
Yeah.
quote unquote.
Yeah.
But the one in the Houston, everybody looked, it looked like prom. Everybody looked
I know.
really fancy.
I will say I looked really good.
You look great.
I did because I got full glam,
Yes.
which is very nice. They paid for everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did you do your hair too?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So I got like my hair done, full like fake lashes.
Yes.
Like I actually hung out with her yesterday, and she was like, you looked specifically really good. I
Yes.
was like, that's crazy for the bride to say. I was like, thank you. You also look good, but I did look really good.
I love the yes, there was a bride, but you were the prom queen.
Yeah.
You know?
Sorry.
Here's the sash.
Open back. I was like,
Open back.
Fake lashes.
Yes.
I looked like I had the bold glamour filter on TikTok on my face permanently. I look so good.
Wait, I hear that's called makeup. That's crazy. That's awesome.
It's wild. But anyways, yeah, I think I was very dressed up for both.
Yes, you were.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So I don't know. The Leo and me, I was like, this is fun.
Yeah.
Stressful, but fun.
I'm here for it, dude.
Hey,
I'm here
thanks.
For it. I'm here for it. You have other weddings coming up too?
No, I'm done with that was like just 3 in a row.
I guess we're entering like not wedding
And then it's
season.
like winter, and then it picks up again.
Yes. Seasonal.
Seasonal.
Okay. That's great.
So, Mike, you want to talk about your thing?
Yeah. Just as fun.
Yeah,
I think.
just as fun.
Just as fun. The other week, I got laid off from my job.
Welcome to the club.
Laid off, girlies.
Oh yeah, it's Friday morning and we're doing this.
It was kind of like, I don't even know. I want to say it was real intense, but not also. It's, first of all, I've been laid off before a couple times, right? This is my day job. I work in advertising. It happens. Cyclical. You know, that's how it is. I mean, I guess it happens in a lot of industries, but in particular for advertising.
Yeah, it sounds like advertising is like
it's like a
more
thing.
consistent.
Yeah, it's like, you know, and I've seen people, you know, get let go for, you know, non-performance reasons, but like my organization, they like really restructured. So it doesn't feel like they were like, you suck,
Yeah.
get the fuck out.
It sounds like it was a big layoff.
It was a big one. And, you know, like it was like a big change in the way you know, it's, you know, as they say, strategic shift.
Yeah.
You know, it was a big shift. But it was just like, I remember, you know, I got the email like late on Tuesday night. And I was like, whenever you get these emails, it's either like you're in the group to be executed or you're in the group not to be executed.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And you're like, which one is it?
Yeah.
And I, you know, didn't want to worry anybody. I didn't tell anybody. I also got really late, like it was like 6 or 7. And then it was like, okay, this is for the next day, you know? And I was like, oh shit. And then I looked at it and I thought maybe it would be okay because for whatever reason, it says optional or required.
Yeah.
And it said under my name optional.
Oh,
and I
so
was
it was
like,
a meeting.
It was a meeting. It was a Zoom meeting. And I was like, oh, is this optional? Like, maybe I'm okay.
Yeah.
So I go in there and the senior people are in the room together. And then there's a bunch of other like higher up HR people. And I was like, this is it.
Yeah.
This was the Joe Pesci going into the room when he thinks he's about to get made, and instead they shoot him in the back of the head.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh no, just like Joe Pesci. I'd even put on a nice shirt. And so that happened, and it was hey, I don't want to make it out like I'm some sort of badass. Like when I didn't feel anything. I did. It was like a little bit of like, it was like a pang of just like, this is embarrassing for everybody, right?
Yeah.
This is just awkward.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I've been doing this so long that I'm like, let's just get to brass tacks.
Yeah.
Like, where's my money? I expect a big old thing of cash.
Yeah.
And then bye.
Yeah. Yeah.
We know what this is.
So it was a group meeting.
It was a big old group meeting, and there was like, everybody here. Thanks.
Wow, I didn't know they did it like that.
I thought they always did it like that.
Because, first, my experience was email, but it was huge. It was like 20,000, whatever, tens of thousands of people.
Yeah. And then they immediately like cut you off, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
But then I felt like otherwise, isn't it usually like individual meetings?
Yeah, I mean, this was like interesting because it was enough people where I think they wanted to just get everybody done, and then they HR'd us afterwards. I see. Like individually HR'd us, where they're like, here's your package or whatever, and you can do the whole thing. And I was like, okay. So later on that happened. It's interesting because the last time I've been laid off a few times, but like the first time I ever got advertising laid off in a big way, I started comedy. That's right. Actually how my villain origin story started. Was I got laid off and then I did an open mic. And so it was, and I even wrote a little email to myself reminding myself that this was like the best day I ever had.
Oh, wow.
Because it was like, it was a start. I really wanted to
That's really
leave.
sweet.
It was just like, I'm done with this place. I'm I'm ready to go move on. And this place is different. Like I liked people there. I thought the work was interesting. I really enjoyed the money.
Yeah.
And it was like, I would say more bittersweet, not to say that like, they were my family or something like that, but like this was like, okay, this is kind of a bummer.
Yeah.
And I think, my circumstances are different. Last time I was in my early 30s. Now I'm in my
I was gonna say
early 40s.
Yeah.
So early. I'm basically in my 30s. So yeah, I got 2 children. I have this daddy daycare to get off the ground.
Yeah. Totally.
I funny enough, still wear ties, so that's still consistent. But it's
you have people to take care of.
I have different things I got to worry about. I got insurance, this and that. I got to send my kid to school. I got more. I think before I felt like I could just batten down the hatches, and as long as I'm taking care of myself and my wife, then it's okay.
Right.
And we can kind of like weather the storm.
Yeah.
But if it's like now the crew is a lot bigger.
I know.
This is a bigger ship, bigger squad.
Yeah. Squad goals.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's funny because like kids kind of don't give a shit. They don't know if we're how the quality of life is. They think like they're just born into this. So if we have to tighten our belts, they don't know the difference.
Yeah.
My son doesn't even like meat, so hey, that works out for us.
Right.
No more meat.
Yeah.
No, it's not true. But I think that's like the calculus that I'm trying to go through as far as like, what can we do? I had a question for you. This is something I think that I learned from my parents, who are immigrants, refugees. But there's always a thought in my mind that, I just need a job immediately. Maybe I should just like work a like be a waiter. I sometimes think, I should just like get the fastest job I can. And
just to have a job.
Just to have a job, because I think that's something I saw my father do when he he went to college. He has like he was working on his like graduate degree, and then his first job was he worked at 7-Eleven, and I think he did that because like they had me, and he just was like, I need a job. And then later on when we moved to California, he like just took on whatever random accounting jobs he could, and then he eventually worked as a mailman. I'm not saying that the mail carrier is a great job.
Oh, totally.
Very good benefits,
Yeah.
very stable.
Yeah.
But I think also it was something where for him, he's like, I'm going to pursue something that's as safe and as stable as possible.
Got it.
And I think that rubs off on me because I'm like, sometimes I'm just walking around and I'll see a random help wanted sign at like a restaurant, dishwasher. And I'm just like, oh, I can wash dishes.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not trying to be classist, but like, am I supposed to go for that kind of, I feel like maybe I should just do that.
Yeah.
And it's just a weird feeling, I don't know if you ever feel that way.
You could do that.
I could do that.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Or you might not get hired. Yeah, I was like, you could apply for that.
Yeah. Man. Did you see? There was a bunch of like tech questions on this dishwashing thing. They were
I have to have 10 years of management experience and an MBA.
Yeah, I have to finish that project management. Course. Yeah, in order to project manage these dishes.
Totally.
But it's like I feel it's always that's like a weird thing. I think that's how my anxiety manifests. It's like okay, maybe I should just go and just like get any job I can.
I don't think that's wrong. I think that's an okay impulse to have.
Yeah.
What a healthy impulse to have.
Okay.
Don't you think?
I don't know.
Because I think there's people who would be like, that's below me.
Right.
In a way that's like stupid. I'm like, okay, like if you need income,
Money.
make
Right.
income.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, okay, that makes me feel better. Because I don't know, I feel like we know fancy people, and I'm like, oh, they're gonna be like, oh, I can only take C-suite jobs or and above. I'm saying,
Who?
I don't know.
Who's saying this to you?
I don't know.
Is it Brian Park? I'm just kidding.
Brian Park's like, yeah, they offered me like
absolutely dragging Brian.
vice president, but I'm not like, I don't have vice president energy, do I?
Yeah.
He would say that.
I understand that feeling. I think I don't have that instinct.
Okay.
Because I have the classist thing. Because I think my parents put it in my head that you need to have a white collar job.
Ah, see, yes, keep going.
Which actually is interesting because like I went through the other opposite feeling where I had to learn that instinct.
Just do something.
Like the last 4 years, I was like, I could just work at a bookstore.
Yeah.
Or at a restaurant.
You would be so good at working at a bookstore.
Yeah, I recently was like, maybe I'll just apply. But here's the thing. I literally applied and I don't get interviews. Because I don't have... My last retail experience was when I was in high school.
Yes.
So it's really weird, but I was like, I actually think I could get a tech interview before a bookstore interview.
Yo.
That's why I said, if you could get hired, go ahead.
That would be so
I
cute,
actually don't think I can get hired.
Wow.
Yeah. So
That's such a
reversely, I was
great
like,
point.
I would love that job.
Yes.
But I don't think I have the experience for it.
I would, I mean, I couldn't do it because I need to be around at night, but it's like, I worked in retail before. I loved working in retail.
Yeah.
I thought it was so fun. It was very low paying.
Yeah.
Because
I know it's so low paying.
we just don't value those people, I suppose.
Yeah.
But, it was like it's like right in my wheelhouse as far as like, hey, I get to hang out and talk about clothes all day long. Yes, of course.
And meet, talk to random people
and talk about clothes. This is fantastic. Sell them, that's different, but talk about it, that'd be great.
Yeah.
I thought it was, it's, and that's another thing as somebody with like these kinds of responsibilities, there's a lot of other jobs that I think would be cool and interesting, where if I was single or didn't have kids, I could do, but I can't do, like, again, let's just take the retail example. Like in retail, you got to work really late.
I know. Your hours are also like unpredictable sometimes.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes you're working 20, sometimes you're working 50. You got to work on weekends.
Yeah.
Like when I worked retail, there would always be these overnights where every retail worker has to do this, where you do an overnight where you're either stocking something or inventorying something or just like got to get something done. I can't fucking do that.
Yeah.
I need to be around.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, the corporate job is like, I don't want to say easy, but it is the sensible thing to do.
Yeah.
Where, okay, I know my hours are from here to here. I can work from home sometimes. I can, it's predictable. I know
Yeah.
how much money I'm going to get.
Yeah.
I'm going to get benefits.
Totally.
I mean, it's fucking, that sounds
But you know what?
delicious.
The immigrant mentality is that if you ever get to the point where you have to do the random hours, you'll do it.
That's so true.
I would do it too, for sure.
Yeah.
Like if I had to, and like no complaints, you gotta do it.
Dude, I think you should. I love this where Jenny works at a bookstore.
I would love to.
That would be so cute.
I'm not kidding. I can't get an interview.
Which one did you apply to?
Where was it? It was back when I lived in my old apartment. I applied to a couple jobs. And I didn't get an interview.
It was like a local one.
Yeah, maybe it was Books or Magic.
Okay. Oh yes, I know that one.
Didn't get it.
Oh.
I mean, not even didn't get it. Got no response.
I mean, it's competitive.
I know.
How many employees could they possibly have?
I know.
Like 2?
I know.
Of which one of them is like an MFA.
Exactly.
Student
and they have like years of bookstore
Right.
experience.
They've probably written a couple books.
Yeah.
They probably ask you that. Like, how many books have you written? That's the only way. Delia Kai should get a job at a bookstore.
So yeah, I mean, like I have thought about it for sure, but that was like a deprogramming thing because I think like I was, going to Berkeley. I was like, you're gonna be a lawyer.
Yes.
You're like put in your head that like you're supposed to be at a desk.
I'm supposed to be at this. Yes.
Like
using my brain.
Exactly, and that's like
emails.
That's like real labor.
Yeah.
But then you just like, I like getting older was realizing like working at a restaurant's so hard.
So hard.
It's like physically hard.
Yes.
Like there's just a lot more. I'm like, they need to get paid more.
Yeah.
Not me writing my little project plans. So it was like deprogramming in that way and being like, I'm okay with working.
Yeah. I feel that.
Like at a whatever job.
Yeah.
Just because money is money.
Money's money, dude.
Yeah. And you need
money.
it.
Yeah. So I think this layoff thing too, the other thing is like, I mean, I can't help but sometimes think in terms of like movie arcs. Mm-hmm. But if this was the beginning of the movie, Mike had a comfy job. He has 2 kids. Mm-hmm. He lives in a cute neighborhood in Brooklyn. Mm-hmm. But then he loses his job, and then it's like the choice is like, okay, well, look for another more stably job, or is it like, should I just like do way more comedy? And
yeah, you're at a crossroads right now.
Like I can do that. I have more time. I mean, I'll be honest with you though, with 2 children, it's almost like I have 0 time. So
yeah.
I mean, I really don't have that much time.
Yeah.
I can only do this because Neo is in daycare right now.
Yeah.
And Gina is watching my daughter, and so that's why we took over his room in order to do this. Sometimes I feel like ridiculous. I'm like a 40-something-year-old man, and I'm just like, guys, could you be quiet? I gotta make this real. I gotta focus on writing this funny caption.
Yeah.
I gotta like set up these lights. Like what was my dad doing at this time? I mean, he was working. He's on the road literally.
But it's fun.
It is fun.
Yeah.
But it's like
I know what you're saying.
But like, is this an opportunity for me to do more of those things? And again, if I was younger, it would be, I think, worth the investment because I can tolerate like, okay, I'll, make more content or podcasts or work on that, and then I'll bear those fruits will kind of come to bear. I don't know, whatever, 6 months or a year or something. Can I do that now? It's tricky.
And it's scary. Say this though?
Yeah.
You're so calm, considering.
Yeah.
There's nothing to stop here.
Oh, sorry, that was Siri.
That was crazy. What did she say?
I don't know.
There's nothing to stop here. Is that a message about something?
Okay.
That was the weird. Podcast is never ending.
Hey,
we can't stop it. Yeah.
I guess Siri. Yeah.
That was wild. That was really
weird.
scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like you're very calm. And I wonder like what your thought process is. Because you are very practical, but there's like I feel there's no panic.
Yeah.
How do you stay calm?
Well, I mean,
or is there actually internal panic and what you're showing to me is calm?
I wouldn't say there's panic, but I would say I use my therapy in my brain a lot.
Yeah.
Anytime where I'm like, if I think about it hard enough, I'm going to freak out.
Yeah.
Absolute worst case scenario, like we're run through all of the savings we have.
Yeah.
And then are, I don't know, destitute.
Yeah. Everything
out
falls
of our
apart.
apartment.
Yeah.
But that's like an extreme scenario.
Yeah.
That's a scenario where like I almost had to choose that, where instead it's just like any kind of CBT therapy thing where you just ground yourself into like, well, right at this moment, what am I doing? Is that, am I okay and then, am I okay for today? Am I busy today? I mean, even though I'm quote unquote unemployed, this week was bonkers.
Yeah.
Busy. You and I
we had a little gig.
We had a gig, first of all, and that gig made us money. I reached out to some people and made some contacts, and like some people reached back out to me, and that was cool. I am busy doing this. I recorded an episode yesterday, and I did one today. I like to think that this is not a complete waste of time.
Totally.
Yeah.
Like
this generates income, but it's also puts me out there. I'm engaged all the time. If anything, I'm like, yeah, damn, I actually need to throttle back even more.
Yeah.
Because my wife is taking a lot of the burden of she's
childcare.
She's got to watch the two kids, and when I'm away, we had our comedy show the other week. I think it's just like trying to stay in the moment as much as you can.
Yeah.
And then I
don't do that.
I do have freelance thinking where it's like, okay, how much runway do I have?
Totally.
And I try to think about like, do I, the cold math of it is like, I need to make X amount of money per month, which I can break down even to like per week.
Oh my God, you're such a Virgo.
If I hit that money, then I'm actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And for years and years when I was a freelancer, I did that. And I mean, I had less responsibility, but I also had less experience, and my network was, I think, smaller. So, and I did fine. I got married. I managed to save money. I bought a Rolex.
Oh, what?
What? Even though I didn't have a quote unquote full-time job.
Yeah.
So that's, I think, I mean, and not to, God, I hope this doesn't come back me in the ass, but I enjoy feeling a little uncomfortable.
Wow, I can't relate to anything.
It's a jujitsu thing.
Oh my God, no.
I brought it in. I like
I'm like
it.
falling into a hole. Like, no.
I like feeling the pressure. When you have the pressure on you, that's when you're live, dude. Okay, now
really
you gotta
can't
move.
relate to anything more.
Really? But here's the thing.
I'm like I am thinking all the time. The thing you said, like, I know that, like, I would have to work hard to be destitute.
Yes.
Like, you have to, like, actively. For me, I know that logically, but emotionally, I'm like, I'm going to lose everything tomorrow.
Yeah.
It's like always at the top of my mind.
It's always there. Yeah.
So it's like, I'm so okay, and I don't have a family. I'm alone. You know what I mean? Like, and even then, I always have the mentality that everything's going to fall apart tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, it could always fall apart at any time.
It's true.
Even if you could have the best job, you could have a lot of money in the bank, something.
Totally. And I need to, like,
happen.
I'm trying to build a relationship to, like, life and money and all that stuff where I'm like, just enjoy it. Have fun. It's short. So, like, buy the Rolex,
You should.
Or whatever, because I still don't have that mentality.
Right.
Because I'm like, I could buy something nice, or I could have safety net for when everything falls apart.
It is, I think, hard. I mean, if in your situation, because you don't have like, steady income in that way. Because I think the thing is in America, geez, we got here.
Finally, let's get political.
Let's get about the American middle class lifestyle is predicated entirely on predictability. You're going to have this job for X amount of years, so that then you can buy a mortgage, so that, because mortgages are like 30 years long.
Yes.
30 fucking years? That's insane.
Yeah.
Right? Like, whose job is 30 years long anymore? Like, seriously, like,
No.
our parents' jobs had jobs that were 30 years. But like, even if you work it up, you're like a very skilled engineer at a tech company. You could be axed at any time.
Yes.
And now all of a sudden you got like
a
mortgage, which is like in the millions because everything is so fucking expensive. And it's, so everything is predicated on like being as stable as you can. Like sending your kids to private school or public school is predicated on you living in the same spot for a decade or more. Who does that? Like, I mean, no, seriously, like it's hard to do that.
I know. I can't imagine
it's hard to do that.
Yeah.
So, like the American dream is sort of gone for us, and way more gone for our
the next generation.
So the sooner we accept that, the sooner we can find a way to find solutions for figuring that out.
Yeah.
I want to stop because I'm like right at the edge of talking about socialism.
Yeah.
So, but again, like I've accepted that this is like how life is.
Yeah.
And you have tolerances. Like, when I was a freelancer, I did have a thing where I was like, okay, I have to save up X amount of money before I can go and buy a Rolex.
Yeah.
I had a bunch of things. I remember I had to save a certain amount of money. I had to marry Gina, which required saving even more money in a separate thing. And then I wanted to, like buy some stock. So like I had to buy X amount for mutual funds, and then I could buy a Rolex. So like I had like hit all those things.
Yeah.
So it wasn't like I was like, I got, here's a check, and I went and immediately bought it before I
you were
before
planning.
I had planned on paying rents. All those things have to be hit before that happened, and I was comfortable with that.
Yeah.
So that was like what I kind of figured out before I could go and buy silly pants.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do have a question for you, and I've always wanted to ask you this.
Yeah.
How do you make money? Because you were let go a minute ago.
Yeah.
And you're doing your thing. You're going to fancy weddings. You're meeting fancy government bureaucrats. Like how
does my money work?
Yes.
Okay, so I will say this. Because of my mentality, I've been making tech money since I graduated.
Yep.
But when I graduated, I wasn't making a ton of money.
Yeah.
But then, obviously I went to Google.
Yeah.
So I was like making like Google money.
Yeah.
I was living like I was making no money.
Because
my mentality at all times
was like,
I should be saving money because anything can fall apart at any time.
For sure.
So since San Francisco, I've been paying not that high rent.
Yes.
Like actively.
Yep.
And also like never buying nice things because I'm like, I don't deserve it.
Yeah.
And I don't have money.
Yeah.
So that went on for a long time. And then I was let go, and the severance package was pretty good. I made basically an annual salary.
Oh shit. Nice.
Annual
This is cool.
salary.
That's fine. Yep.
So that got me through
yep.
the last year. And
Yep.
I'm not going to lie, Google salary will get you through any 2 years.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
For
Like
sure.
it's, if I'm by myself.
I'm trying to get up in there now, dude. I'm trying to get all up in that.
Totally. And then my freelance stuff, like brand, like online brand stuff.
Yeah.
Also was an additional like bump. So I will say like I've been living basically off of savings.
That's great.
And then I also actively moved to a place with cheaper rent.
Oh, your place is cheaper now. Oh, that's right.
Because I'm like disaster prone. Like the first thing I did was like lower my my biggest cost, which is rent.
Thing. Yes.
Yeah. So like I will say this, I've probably lived like I don't need to live with the like so concerned about rent. I didn't have to.
Yeah.
For probably 5 years of my life.
That's great.
But me being disaster and just prone and scared.
Yeah.
I was always living like with a million roommates, keeping my costs low.
Yeah, dude.
Because I was scared.
Okay.
And it was only like recently that I was like, what the heck was I doing? Why didn't I live in a nicer place?
But now,
I'm like
you're
vibing.
Yeah. You were able, because of that, you were able to do things like go to weddings.
Yeah. Totally.
Live I mean, I'm not saying that you're
ballin',
but like, hey, you live in New York City and you're out and you have the ability to, write your sketches and stuff like that and pursue that and which is like, which I think also kind of like, again, bears fruit as far as like those deals you're talking about, which helps you even more, in this lifestyle.
Yeah.
Because to me, from the outside at least, it looks like you have like a fun lifestyle, which is like...
It is fun. If I could sustain this for forever, which is not work.
Yes.
And like live in Brooklyn.
Dude.
And like hang out and do a podcast Friday at 10 a.m.
Boom.
Like I would love to do that. This is so fun.
That's what I'm talking about.
I know, but then there's the practical side, which is like at all times I'm panicking that I'm not making enough money and I'm being stupid. Because that's my like stuff that I was raised with. So of course it's really fun, but the reality is reality. And also I'm like panicking at all times, but that's like, I'm hyper like responsible about this stuff to the point where it's like, why are you acting like this? Why do you need to save like $100 on a flight and like you end up leaving at 5 a.m. instead of just like paying a little bit more and leaving at 10 a.m.
Yeah.
It's like that mentality. I'm always like cut costs, save money, which is very my dad.
Yep.
So, which pays off in moments like this because I am okay for a bit.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's how I do it.
But I think like it's hard sometimes to separate from, okay, this is a practical money-driven decision, and all from the emotional, like I don't deserve this. If I don't do this, I'm a bad daughter, Asian, whatever decision. It's like really difficult because you could argue both sides of it. You know what I'm saying? You could argue, yeah, the $100 you saved is another $100, but it's also, you know, it can't be separated out, I think, from the, you know, guilt aspect as well.
Yeah.
You don't really you know, I wouldn't be able to tell you where that line is.
I don't know either.
Exactly.
At all.
Yeah. Because,
I think relationship to money is so interesting because I didn't realize how much of it is shaped by your family.
Oh, huge.
Because I have friends who are so frivolous with their money.
Yeah.
In a way where I'm like, oh, like they're like, well, life is life and money is made to be spent.
Be spent, yeah.
And I've literally always thought money is made to be kept in case something falls apart.
Kept in a special shoebox underneath your mattress.
Yeah.
All of it, and then some of it converted into gold.
And you need to just like hold on to it.
Yeah,
literally, that's my mentality when it comes to money. It's like, it's not a thing to be spent. It's a thing to be gained. It's like points in a game.
Yeah.
And then you just hold on to it.
And then nothing happens.
Yeah.
But like, you know, you learn that from your parents.
Totally.
I think it's the same with my own parents. Like, you know, my dad taught me that kind of survival. You got to get the struggle job. You know, he was always about doing that. But then he was also, they were not like savvy with money. You know, my parents were not savvy with money. Like, yes, they bought a house. I mean, I have a joke about it. You've heard a bunch of times where they go and they spend a lot of money on exotic fruit.
Yeah.
That's the joke. But I have seen them. They were just not like, it wasn't like we were balling out of control at all. In fact, we always had the worst cars in the neighborhood. Remember, we always had like the worst cars.
Yeah.
We had the car that like every other neighbor was getting rid of, and then we would get that car.
Yeah.
And we're like, yes, we finally got the old Cressida. So we were, I think like the money habits in that way, I never learned what to do with money because as soon as we got it, it would be gone.
Yeah.
You know? And again, I don't know where it went because you know,
well, it was like there were how many? 4 of you guys?
Yeah, there were 3. Well, I have 2 sisters, so the 3
3
kids.
of you guys. It's like to
just using that
for you,
right? Exactly. Yeah.
For me, it's like only after my dad passed that I was like, money should be used to enjoy life.
Yeah.
Because I felt that he never really got to fully, because he was so concerned about us.
Yeah.
And like leaving something for us,
Yeah.
which is great for us.
Right.
But from my perspective, I'm like, I wish he spent it on whatever he wanted to spend it on, whether that's like literally just like going to see the Cowboys play and like just dropping some money for that. Like, so I think my mentality really shifted with my dad passing, where I was like, oh my God, money is, you don't die with your money.
No.
So like, of course, be responsible.
Sure.
And like, make sure your kids can, you know, have a roof over their head and like get an education. But also, I want to go travel and buy things that are nice and enjoy those things while I'm alive. So that has been my big shift with money. But it is so funny that like, it took my dad, like, because my dad was so frugal. It took him like not being able to enjoy it for me to be like, all right, I'm not going to be like that.
Yeah.
Like, so thankful. My mom keeps being like, you need to be thankful, which is true. I am so thankful because I get to benefit from that. But I also was like, I wouldn't have minded benefiting a little less.
That's what people always say is like, you gotta, you know, of course you do things for your kids, but your kids are going to be the ones who are like, don't put that on me. That was, you know what I'm saying? Like,
totally.
You know, you got to do your
life
do your thing
as
well.
Yeah, live life. Anyways, we got into a full conversation about money. Money is fascinating.
That was a crazy episode.
Yeah.
This was crazy. How did we even start this?
We were talking about your layoff.
We started with layoffs, but even before that, what was the beginning of this episode?
I was talking about me.
Oh yeah. We're talking about wedding life.
Yeah, wedding life.
Pizzas. And now, so I mean, I guess the moral of the story, you know,
spend your money.
Spend your money. Go get that Rolex.
Yeah, get the Rolex.
Don't go see don't go see the Cowboys. I hate the Cowboys.
No, I mean, I don't love the Cowboys either.
Did your dad like the Cowboys?
Yeah, he's a Cowboys fan.
That's really cute. Why did he become a Cowboys fan?
He went to Dallas. He was
really?
a high schooler. He did high school in Dallas.
Oh, okay, well. All right,
so he's like a lifelong Cowboys fan.
My parents too.
Yeah.
So funny. Yeah, okay. Well, that was the episode. I think what time? How much? 65 minutes.
Ooh, we talked a lot.
We did. That was great. I thought that was fun.
I mean, yeah, I could keep talking for forever. Feels good to be back.
We'll be back. And when I'm destitute,
yeah,
and all my worst fears have come to fruition,
we'll come back to this conversation.
We'll be living in my car, which is also my podcast studio. So yeah, I think thanks for listening. If you're hiring a creative Asian person,
Let him know.
Right.
Oh, I'll do it too.
Yeah. Hey, we do stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram at Asian Not Asian Pod. I'm also on there, Nice Pants Bro.
I'm at Jenny Arimoto.
Check out our stand-up show, Hack City. I don't know. Live your life, man.
And your daughter's
my daughter's
crying.
waking up. This is perfect timing.
Perfect
We love you.
timing.
Bye.
Bye.